The last 3 years have been quite extraordinary for you. 2015, the Queen Elizabeth competition. 2017, you made your debut at the Festspiel Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, and here we are in 2018, and you're recording your debut recital with fellow Rubicon artist Gabriele Carcano. Could you tell us a little bit about the repertoire that you've chosen for this first recording?
Sure. So Bartok and Schumann are two composers that are close to my heart. And of course, at first you might think as a listener, why would they go together? But I think especially the pieces that we've chosen, the Bartok First Sonata and the Schumann First Sonata and the Schumann Romances and Bartok Hungarian folk tunes really make a nice CD together. And of course, they're pieces that I felt like I could express something.
You've got something to say,
yeah, exactly.
Special about, yes.
And I felt they would be a good starting point for me.
Now, the two big sonatas on the album, could you tell us a little bit about the particular challenges they represent to the violinist?
Sure.
What should we be listening out to? If we start with the Bartok.
The Bartok Sonata is really one of the most challenging pieces I've played, for sure. Both technically for the violinist, it's full of techniques that one doesn't use in Mozart, for example. So for me, Bartok has been one of the composers I've really played a lot over the last 6-7 years. So, and this was actually not the earliest piece of Bartok that I learned. It was one of the later pieces. I learned it only 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
So by the time I learned it, I was more acclimated, I think, to the challenges. But really, it's incredibly difficult.
And this is a mature piece by Bartok.
Yes,
it's 1921.
1921. The two sonatas, he has a second sonata, they're very close, a couple of years apart, I think. But of course, Bartok really knew the violin somehow. I'm not sure where he got all his knowledge, but he knew how to use every potential that the violin had to offer.
So let's move to the Schumann Sonata. It's a big work.
Yes.
Sort of height of romanticism. What should we listen out for there? What are the bits that you think, oh dear, this is a difficult bit?
Well, Schumann is notorious for violinists and I think for string players and pianos that he writes very awkwardly. And so it's not easy. I mean, compared to the Bartok, it maybe doesn't have as much outward virtuosity, but it's very technically awkward, actually. As well as the Bartok, this is a very mature work. You might be thrown out that it's number one, both of the sonatas, but this is a very late piece for Schumann. And he was probably already in a complicated mental state when he was writing it.
Cool. And you can sense that.
And you can sense that. I mean, it's not crazy music, but it has a lot of passion, of course, and a lot of turbulence.
And there is a kind of link, isn't there, between the music, the Schumann romances and the which you say are songs without words, and of course the Bartok dances were folk songs, weren't they?
The Bartok are definitely based on folk songs, yeah. Yeah, those pieces in particular I chose to demonstrate a different side of Bartok and Schumann. Of course, the sonatas are the main portion of the disc. Then I thought it would be nice to have a different side of each composer. And Bartok, one of his great missions in life was actually as a ethnomusicologist, and he collected all these folk tunes, and these ones that I chose are a selection from actually a piano piece that he wrote, which was, I think, 40-something of these folk tunes.
40, yes.
Yes, and Zagati chose these 7 folk tunes for violin. And so that demonstrates Bartok's interest in this area, and the Schumann is closer to the romances are closer to his leader than the sonata is, perhaps. So yes, I thought those pieces helped to give a different angle.
Two composers
yeah.
together, yeah.